Hi everyone, it's Lynn Dion from Pink Whisper Designs. Today I've got a really fantastic brand new set to show you from Art Impressions. This is the Front Porch Patriotic set. And take a look at this. You get all of these adorable images, the flags, the stars, everything to make a fantastic patriotic card. So let's go ahead and get started. So off camera, I stamped all of these images on the Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I used the Versafine Onyx black ink to do my stamping. And then for the coloring, we're using the Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens, which are a water-based pen. And maybe you've noticed, but in the upper left-hand corner as we're going along, I'm listing the colors that I'm using. I do want to mention that this is an add-on set. So in order to create the front porch, you would need the front porch set, which is item number 5512. And that is going to be the front door and all the accessories for the front door. There's a lamp, there's a little mat for the front door. So you do need that to create the entire front porch, front door scene. And I will list and link all of those products down below for you and also on my blog. I'll also be showing you that stamp set here in a couple minutes after we finish up the coloring. I'll show you what that looks like and we'll stamp and color that in as well. So what I'm going to do, since there is quite a bit of coloring here, I'm just going to put some music on and then I'll meet you on the other side of the coloring. So now that we've finished up all of that coloring, I'm taking a white gel pen and I'm going to add a few highlights here and there and just add a little bit of interest to some of these images. So once that was all set, let's go ahead and grab the largest die from the Art Impressions Rectangle A2 double stitched die set. And I've got, again, some Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock. I'll run that through my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And now let's add some color to the background. So I'm starting off with the Distress Oxide ink in the Tumbled glass. This is going to be the lightest at the bottom of our panel, and then we'll go a bit darker as we go up towards the top. So I've got the blueprint sketch. I'm going to blend that into that tumbled glass. And to get a nice blend, you can always go back to that lighter color and just do a bit more blending just to get those to have a nice transition of color. Now we'll go on to the chipped sapphire. And I do want it to look like a night sky. We are going to be adding some beautiful metallic texture paste in the background, some stars. So I want to give this a night sky look. So with the chipped sapphire, I'm going to add quite a bit of that. Then I'll blend those two blues together. And then we're going to be adding the black soot. And again, that's going to give it more of a dark nighttime effect. You can see right now, you could just leave it like this. This would give you a lighter sky, but I am going to come in with the black soot. So I just added a bit of the black soot up towards the top just to darken that up a bit. And then I heat set that with my heat tool. So let's go ahead and do our stenciling. So I've got some Pixie Spray here. I'm going to spray the back of my Starry Sky stencil. This is from Fawn, and that will make it a little bit sticky on the back there, and then we can place that right down over the top of that cardstock, and that'll just hold it in place. Since we are using the texture paste, I thought it might be a good idea to have this stuck down nicely to our background. For the paste, I'm using the texture paste from Ranger, and this is the metallic white, and this is just beautiful. And then to apply the paste, I'm going to be using the Deco Foil Stencil Pal. This is going to help me easily spread this nice and evenly right across the top of the stencil. So I've got my Nuvo silicone spatula, and I'm just adding quite a bit of that paste up towards the top. And then I'm using that stencil pal just to drag that paste down along the stencil. And I'll just remove any excess paste. I can put it right back down on the stencil and then continue spreading that. And I just did that all the way down. And what I noticed, what I really love about this paste is it doesn't pull any of the color from that background up into this metallic paste. It stays this pretty metallic white. It doesn't pull up any of the blue color up into it. So I thought that was a really great feature of this. I'm just taking any excess and putting it right back into the container. I like to wipe off the top of the jar before I put the lid on just to make sure it doesn't dry so that I can't open it again the next time. So here, let's peel up this stencil, and isn't this gorgeous? I don't know why, this just made me so happy. I love how that came out. And I'm just showing you there, you want to make sure you rinse off all your tools when you're done. You can just put it in some warm water and rinse that off. So now this is the front porch set that I mentioned earlier. And so the Patriotic set is the add-on set to the front porch series. So you do need this basic set in order to create the front door and the front porch. And as I mentioned before, it comes with a few extra accessories and a couple of sentiments as well. So I've got some more Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock. I've inked that stamp up with my Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm pressing that out with this Stampendable stamp pressing tool. And now we'll start the coloring. And I thought the front door should be a bright, cheerful red, and so I'm going to start off with the carmine red. Again, I'm going to be doing a bit of coloring, so I will put some music on and I'll meet you on the other side. So now we can go ahead and die cut this with the coordinating die. I'm just taping it down with a little bit of Post-it tape, and that's just a temporary tape that'll hold that die in place. So we'll run that through the die cutting machine. And then I did want to back those windows with something. I didn't want that blue showing through. So I've got the Lawn Fawn Let It Shine paper pad. This is a 6x6 pad. I'm going to grab that red. It has some little white stars on it. And I just went ahead and attached that right behind that window. And now I've got the coordinating dies that come with this set. I'm going to again tape those down with some Post-it tape and run those through the die cutting machine. Now I like to add a bit of scrap paper over the top just to make sure that all of my coloring is all done, and I don't want to mess anything up. So I like to just make sure those run through nice and clean. So you can see we have everything die cut and ready to go. Let's create the card base. This measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I'm scoring it at 5 1/2 inches. So this will give us a standard A2 size top folding card. And the finished card will be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We can go ahead and attach our Starry Sky panel to the front of the card, and I'm just using the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to glue that down. And now we can add that front door. And again, I'm going to just glue that in place. You could also pop this up if you wanted to, but I'm going to be popping up a few other items. So I thought I'd just glue this flat. And now we can start adding all of these little pieces. And I'm going to use a combination of the glue and then the Scotch foam mounting tape to pop up a few of these pieces. So if you follow my videos, you probably already know that I've done several in the front porch series. And I did a front porch farmhouse that I did kind of in more of an Americana look. So you might like that. If you like this patriotic one, you might also like that. I will list and link several of the videos I've done on the front porch series. I have done the Valentine, the front porch party pop-up, and in that one, I have the front porch on the inside of the card, so when you open it up, that whole front porch pops up. So that's a really fun interactive card. And then I did the harvest door and an Easter one as well. So you might want to take a look at those, and I will again list and link those down below for you. So you can see how quickly this comes together once you have all of your pieces ready to go. And then we're going to be adding a really pretty sentiment banner up towards the top. This is a great Memorial Day card. If someone has a birthday around this time of year or 4th of July, I don't have a lot of these patriotic sets in my collection, so I really love this one. Changed my mind on the color of the bow, so I'm adding just, I stamped it and colored it again and added the blue bow instead of the red one. And then I've got these little buttons galore and more sparklets embellishments. I'm going to grab that dimensional star. I've placed it right in the center of that other star there at the top of the door. And then I've got these little sequins. These are little star sequins and they're kind of in a silvery color. I'm going to add those to that welcome mat. I'll add them to this little sign, this America sign. And then I'm going to add a few to that little bucket of fireworks. And then I'm switching colors to these kind of clear opalescent looking stars, and I'm going to add those to the pillow. I'm just putting some glue right over top of those stars, and I'll just place these down. I just wanted to give a little bit more dimension and a little bit more sparkle. Now I've got the stickles. This is the frosted lace stickles, and I'm going to use a paintbrush and just paint it on to my bow. Now let's look at the journal template die set, and this creates this beautiful little journal, but it also has all these other dies in it, and I'm going to grab that banner die. So for this sentiment, I'm going to grab something from my Christmas collection, and this is the Christmas Sentiment set from Art Impressions. So don't be afraid to go back and dig through your sets to see what you can use all throughout the year. And this one will say Warmest Wishes. So I've got my We Are Memory Keepers mini precision press, and I'm going to place that stamp down, and you can see you just line up those pegs, pick up your stamp. And for the stamping, I'm using the Wendy Vecchi red geranium. This is a beautiful red color. Then just line those pegs right back up, press down, and it works perfectly. So if you need to stamp it again, you can just re-ink it and then line up those pegs and stamp it one more time. So let's go ahead and die cut this banner. Now this creates a three-dimensional banner, which is really fun. We're going to run that through the die cutting machine. And you'll see there's some score lines there. All you need to do is fold that once you're ready. But first, I'm grabbing one of my Ranger detail blending tools and a little bit of that red geranium ink, and I'm just going to go right around the edges of that banner. And you can see there I've folded it on the score lines, and that's going to give us a really dimensional banner. And I thought it would be fun to tuck that little flag banner up underneath. And then we'll pop this up on the card. I've just got some Scotch foam mounting tape underneath there, and I went ahead and popped that up. So let's take a look at the finished card. I just think this is so much fun, and I love that metallic stenciled background with that metallic paste. It's just so pretty. And you can see there that it doesn't pull up any of the color from behind it, so that is really kind of unique. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.